Welcome to a Moto-Mecca Triple R review, where we rant, rave, and rate anything we can get our hands on. We're reviewing our 2017 BMW R1200GS adventure bike. It's consistently rated number 1 in the adventure segment that BMW helped create back in 1980. The question we are answering: why do so many people pay so much for this bike?
So the reason we have this bike is, of course, I can't stop buying motorcycles, and the experience that I had on my older 1150GS BMW motorcycle was lackluster in the power department, and it was time to upgrade. So back in May of this year, end of May 2021, I spent $21,500 buying this used motorcycle with 6,425 miles on it, all the service done, ready to go, wonderful shape. And as of September of 2021, it now has 10,535 miles on it. And we felt after 4,000 miles, it was time to tell you just how this thing did. So Ty, what are unique features about this motorcycle that you would consider that made it premium, different than other bikes?
Well, it has a boxer engine that's quite torquey. The weight is low, and it is well sorted out. This engine's been around a while, so they've worked a lot of the bugs out. The paralever suspension drive shaft combo was designed to eliminate hop bounce during acceleration. The telelever front suspension eliminates dive, provides better feel and response, and it improves ABS sensitivity. The dynamic ESA suspension, or electronic suspension adjustment, has selectable ride modes such as enduro for serious off-road and dynamic mode for performance and sport. It has an integrated nav, and we'll be doing a triple TY Tech Talk breakdown of the paralever, telelever suspension and the boxer engine and the electronic ride technology in future videos.
What is a TY Tech Talk?
Well, it's like a TED Talk, but with dirty hands.
I like it. Okay, so next, is the powertrain premium? 125 horsepower, plenty of go, dual overhead cam boxer engine, modern technology, super usable power. The 2018 and later versions of this motorcycle, the 1250s, have the new trick shift cam and variable valve timing, so these engines got even more premium a year after this model. Automatic stability control works super well. Those ride modes adapt perfectly to rain. The Dynamic and Dynamic Pro versions for more power and sport riding. The Enduro and Enduro Pro modes for going hard off-road. Those all work super, super well. Very premium. The shaft drive eliminates any roadside maintenance. So as long as that shaft drive has been properly maintained across the appropriate service intervals, you do not have to touch it. It doesn't feel like you've got a shaft drive. There's no hop. There's no funny business. It's just extremely smooth. The suspension characteristics are excellent. Again, that dynamic ESA works really well. Not having to do chain service is definitely a premium feature, and the feel and the smoothness of it do feel very German premium high-end. The Quick Shift Pro option, which this motorcycle has, is really handy during hard acceleration, like going onto the interstate on an on-ramp or passing another vehicle. Not having to pull the clutch in and, the kind of the lull and the time that it takes when you're really trying to aggressively get into that next gear. You just pop your foot up and you're in the next gear, and it works flawlessly. Wet clutch has anti-hopping, anti-slipping technology, and in combination with an electronic throttle, the transmission experience is incredibly smooth. So no cables to adjust. That electronic throttle works the same every time. It never kind of gets out of whack. And the electronic intelligence is doing all of the right things about how it applies the power that you're requesting through the throttle. So you don't have to worry about too much throttle in the rain. You put it in the correct mode, and it's going to modulate all of that power for you as you apply it, but without taking any of the top-end power away. So there's things that they do transparently to keep you out of trouble. or give you the performance that you're looking for, and it sort of just works. And I think just works, smart, predictive, all of the experience BMW has, absolutely is a premium experience that you're not going to find on a lot of other motorcycles. So now we're, keep justifying where that price tag comes from. The dynamic traction control works very well to keep the bike planted. Never once did I feel like that motorcycle was going to do something that felt like, I don't know if I can lean it over, or I don't know if I can stop this quickly, or I don't know if I can navigate, this turn or bend. Never a problem. Really good gas mileage. The newer bikes even better. The new 1250s with the VVT and the shift cam tech get even better gas mileage. I've been getting a reliable 40 miles per gallon.
That's pretty good.
That's really good for a bike this size with this much power, and that is with luggage. None of these adventure bikes are aerodynamic. They're all a compromise. A little bit of a flying brick. That's true of all of them. And to get 40 miles per gallon reliably, I'm impressed. We're just under 8 gallons for the fuel tank. Technically, we're at 7.93 gallons. So you're going to be emptying your tank before you got to fill this one up. And the fact that you can go so long in between fill-ups means that you don't have to stop as often. You're not eyeballing the fuel gauge. And if you're off-road, maybe you don't have to take as much extra gas with you. And that is a really premium feature and function about this motorcycle. All right, Ty, what do you think about the build quality and the aesthetics? Would this hold up to an argument that this is a premium bike?
Yes, I believe it is. Everything seems to be solid. There's no squeaks, there's no rattles, no sloppy wiring, no discolorations. The paint and body work all have a look of being premium. It's very nice fit and finish. The spoke wheels are solid, they look great, and they performed as expected. They're generally reserved for serious off-roading. I have mag wheels on my bike. I hit a pothole, I bent it, right? So either I replaced the whole wheel, or I got lucky enough to find somebody to straighten it. It wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was. But with a spoke wheel, of course, you can take it apart, fix the spokes, replace just the rim. You don't have to replace the whole entire hub assembly. It's definitely a premium feature. They come with the Michelin Anarchy 3 tires, and they perform very well on the road.
Do we think the suspension is premium? This is an area where I feel like BMW is trying to separate themselves from the rest of the pack with their dynamic electronic suspension adjustment. Self-leveling. Get on the bike, levels itself. Weight doesn't matter, just does it for you. Perfect. Again, transparent quality experience. One less thing that we have to futz with. The dampening automatically adjusts for load conditions. So if you put a passenger, luggage, whatever, and you're changing the weight of the motorcycle, you're going to want different dampening on your suspension. Automatically does that. Don't have to mess with it. The stability control is integrated with the electronic suspension adjustment. So if you put the bike in rain mode, for example, it's going to soften the suspension to be commensurate with that safer rain riding experience. And the fact that the suspension and the stability control are connected and make smart choices based on the context, I think is a premium choice. I don't know that there's a lot of other motorcycles that have that kind of technology integration and feature integration. And you can tell because you just throw your leg over the bike and it just rides the way it should, it behaves the way that it should, no matter where you put it. And it hides its size, it hides its weight really, really well, and I'm sure those are big reasons why. The paralever and telelever technology that BMW developed, it's been around a while. There is a reason for that. It is fantastic, particularly the anti-dive features. When you grab that front brake with a bike with brakes that big, with that much weight, you don't get the divey stuff, nor do you get, the pop-up when you hit the throttle. They've engineered all of those problems out of the suspension. It's comfortable. You can spend hours in the saddle without getting tired, and that is due in very large part to the intelligence and the engineering of that suspension system and all of the years of experience that BMW has had with it. Okay, Ty, so if we look at the navigation system on this bike, the BMW Nav 6, is it premium?
Oh yeah, certainly the price is premium. but it delivers. It has all of the expected Garmin goodies on it. So Garmin was in cahoots with BMW and they developed the nav together, and it works as it should, right? You just plug it right in, it talks to the bike, you get all the telemetry, the tire pressure sensors, temperature, all that stuff is brought right into the nav, and that is definitely a premium feature that you don't find anywhere else. It's something that is easily upgradable and swappable, so you have the Nav 6 right now. When the Nav 7 comes out, it'll use the same cradle, the same everything. It'll just snap right in place. The display on the Nav is fantastic. It's nice and bright. You can see it. Of course, it's glove friendly. So being pressure sensitive, unlike our phones, you can go through, the menus are large. You can navigate through it if you have to, but this having the Wonder Wheel and integrated in with the handlebar, you really don't need to use that feature. The downside, of course, to this nav in particular is that you would have to take it off the bike, connect it to a computer if you wanted to update it.
All right, do we think the brakes are premium? So they are 4-piston Brimbos, maybe the reference standard for brakes on all makes and models of motorcycles. Brimbos are everywhere. They stop like they should. They just do their job. The ABS Pro functionality, I think, is where the brakes might differentiate themselves as compared to other bikes. They provide cornering optimized braking. So there's a lean angle, like inertial sensor in the motorcycle that knows when it is leaned over so that it can make intelligent choices about how that ABS system works, which is going to work one way when you're upright and another way when you're leaned over. And it'll keep you from doing things like slipping on wet leaves when you hit the brakes in a corner. And I think the ABS Pro feature is what makes the braking experience on this motorcycle so premium. Okay, TY.
Oh boy.
You're a fan of creature comforts.
I might be.
Does this motorcycle deliver premium creature comforts? Yes or no?
Maybe.
Maybe.
All right, let's rattle off the list.
Let's do it.
Heated grips.
Gotta have them.
Yes, please. Adjustable windscreen. Does its job and does it well. The seat and riding position are fantastic, adjustable, always comfortable, and the material that they made the seat out of, very durable. The electronic cruise control is flawless. It gives your right arm a break every once in a while. You get that tingly feeling in your arm,
Oh, yeah.
trying to hold on to that for days on end, it feels. Especially with the larger tank, you're gonna be going for on and on for a while. The tire pressure monitoring system is super handy, especially if you have a slow leak. It's going to let you know.
Yes.
The TourTech luggage is amazing. I'm an owner of TourTech luggage. You're now an owner of TourTech luggage. We are big fans.
Big fans.
Of the TourTech. The display on the bike isn't necessarily a premium, but it gets the job done.
So what do we think about the headlights? Are they premium? Yes, I would say so. They are LED, which this is not the only motorcycle to use LED headlights, but they're very, like all things BMW, really well executed. So pointed in the right direction, super bright. There are integrated auxiliary lights on the crash bars, option for this motorcycle, but with an integrated switch that just, again, makes it feel like it was built in, not some bolt-on like other bikes might feel. Plenty of light, aluminum body, very solid. Have already put the bike over and it didn't damage the lights, which is fantastic. And this bike is equipped with an optional headlight protector. It's a polycarbonate plastic and it fits into some little slots on the front of the bike. The headlight is really expensive to replace, so we want to keep rocks off of it, dirt, dust, etc. And this protects it from all of those things, so we're not shelling out several $100 to replace. All right, TY, this is billed as an adventure bike. You are a man who loves adventure, but you're also a man who loves a premium experience. So would you call this the kind of bike that could give you some premium adventure action? Yes or no? What do you think?
Well, let me give you an example.
All right, hit me.
This bike comes with skid plate, crash bars, LED lights, auxiliary lights, hardened side cases, a nav system that doesn't require cellular connectivity, hand guards, plastique,
That could be better.
dirt bike style foot pegs, the kind you won't slip off of when you riding in the rain. And the rear brake lever is adjustable for stand-up off-road use. The Enduro Pro Ride modes allow for oversteer, wheel slip without disabling the ABS. And it has an exhaust system that is up and out of the way of maybe a water crossing or two.
Yeah, really nice chrome exhaust. Keep it out of the drink. Okay, any features we think we missed that we could call premium? Talk to me about that CAN bus system.
Well, that could be a video all on its own,
It should be.
but it looks pretty trick. I think we need to investigate it further.
Yeah, so controller area network bus, one brain, all of the devices are connected, turn signals, lights, accessories, everything, all programmable through that common brain with all kinds of intelligence and behavior that we can configure. It really, looking at the electronics of that bike, the wiring, makes other motorcycles look kind of medieval compared to what we can do with that CAN bus system. So I think we're going to be coming back to review that in some more detail, possibly a TY Tech Talk topic. All right, well, it's time for us to do our rants, raves, and give this bike a rating. Ty, what are some rants that you have about this bike? What could be better?
The weight.
It's heavy.
580 pounds, wet. That's with no rider, no luggage.
Yeah.
Not a good thing to pick up.
Oh, it's heavy.
That boxer engine that sticks out loves to smack into things, including the ground.
Including the ground.
It's got a ground magnet, I think, in the top of the heads.
Yep, you got it.
It needs a hole in the skid plate. Can't get the oil out without taking the skid plate off. How hard would that be to fix?
Just a little hole.
The handlebars protectors, flimsy.
Really bad quality.
No. Is that the time that we want to save weight? It's like going to McDonald's, ordering a Big Mac, large fry, and wait for it, a Diet Coke.
Really, that's how we're going to save 100 calories, 200 calories? No.
No.
Bad choice. So Touratech to the rescue, once again, with the handlebar guards.
I'd like to have another power connector. It has the one up in the dash, but you might have a passenger, you might have other power needs.
Heated gear.
Yep.
Yep, once again, Touratech to the rescue. They make an optional underseat power connector.
The engine heads are still vulnerable, even with the Touratech crash guards on the sides, so I think we're going to need a little more protection there.
Yep.
The cost. The cost is just as much as a small Toyota.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
The carbon drive shaft should be serviced more frequently than the factory suggests. Look online, there's a lot of people complaining about getting condensation and rust inside there, and you
Yes.
don't want those bearings coming apart.
No.
Radiator guards,
None.
where are they? Non-existent. We'll be fixing that.
Yes. Once again, our friends at Touratech. I see a future sponsorship.
And that silly oil filler cap with its special tool, special needs. What is up with that?
Put the tab back on it, like
Put
the old
tab
bikes.
back on.
Yeah, don't make us get a tool underneath the passenger seat to take off a little plastic cap to put oil in this motorcycle. Too far.
Too far.
Over-engineered.
Okay, tell me about the raves.
Well, what do we like about this bike? Well, the highway road ride quality, and even around in the city, is just outstanding. That suspension, the electronics, the smarts, it's unbelievably smooth and nimble for a bike that big. It hides its weight really well till it doesn't, but if you get it moving, it's like 300 pounds melt right off of that motorcycle. The large gas tank and the fantastic gas mileage make for less fuel stops, and that feels like a premium experience. We've seen a lot of gas stations over the years, and to see a couple less feels really nice. Past the other riders who are having to fill up, you can keep going. There is a ride mode for every occasion. So whatever situation you find yourself in, there's a ride mode. The systems are all linked and integrated. Again, the suspension and the electronic throttle, how much power is delivered, all of those things work so well. Well built, nothing other than those silly handlebar guards. Feels cheap or under-engineered. Quality abounds. The dealer network is fantastic. A lot of places to wrench on the bike. There are Farkles galore. If there's an upgrade you want to do or a bolt-on or an option, there are. TourTech alone has a ton. ADV Rider has a ton. There's nothing you cannot get for this motorcycle. That nav, the Nav 6, fantastic, really well executed. About $1,000 option to add to that bike. I do feel like it's worth it. And finally, just no mysteries. Big rider base, lots of support, lots of other brothers and sisters out there that ride the bike. If there's something you want to know, can I do this myself? What does this do? How do I do this? How do I do that? There is lots and lots of free, detailed online information available about this bike. So really easy to support and get help when you need it. Okay, Ty, so finally, how are we going to rate this guy? In summary, what do you think? Does it live up to the Take Anywhere bike?
Yes, this is an excellent Take Anywhere bike.
Yeah.
Hefty price, hefty weight,
Yes.
but the quality and the engineering is seen throughout.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I would give this, on a scale of 0 to 5, I would give this a 4.8. Drop a few pounds, drop a few dollars. For those of you in the UK, just drop the pounds. And I think you would have a bike that would be absolutely unbeatable. And this one gets pretty darn close. All right, everybody, thank you for joining us for another Moto-Mecca
Monday.
We'll be following up on the 12,000 mile major service, so the next service interval for this motorcycle, to see how it held up, any issues that we might find with it, and what that service experience is like. So stay tuned. We know you have a lot of choices where you spend your time on the internet, and we're very grateful and humbled that you would spend a few minutes hearing some things that these two old motorcycle goofballs have to say. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for watching.